Da 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 da. What's my good cheer? Welcome, everybody. Let's give YouTube a couple of minutes to get those notifications out. In the meantime, if you've never popped into one of my lives before, hi, I'm Cindy. I explore the inside and the outside. And we are going into a weekend. And if you've hung out with me for any length of time, you know my weekends are my babies, even though officially I've handed over that role, but I've been at it for so long. And again, it's success and it's failure. I take it personally. So at the very least, it's very important for me to show up the very best that I can. Sometimes we can't always do that, can we? I can look back in different aspects and different times in my life, and I can see, where I've given up when those sad times, those difficult times, those super stressful times, those times when you just say, that's it, I'm just not doing it anymore, just out of pure frustration. I find that when I push up against that a little bit, things open up for me. I feel it in November. You hear me talk about it all the time, how November is my least favorite month of the year. There's still beauty to it, and there's a nice, clean, brisk texture to it, right? In that air that we breathe. There's a little bit of motivation there. Motivation, maybe inspiration, because we anticipate winter's coming, and there's the roof to fix and new shovels to buy and new coats for the kids, and there's that added on stresses. I work in a store that allows me to do a little bit of prep work. Christmas is checked off the list. I haven't even added it to my December budget in any way, because I pulled everything out, went through everything to make a list to see who I still needed to get for. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, this is done. Like, how did that happen? And I'm not dishing out any money. At least it didn't feel like I was dishing out any money. It was just small little scores with new price tags or things that I know, because I know my family that and friends, what they would appreciate, and I would pick those things up along the way. We're all feeling ourselves. We're all feeling ourselves out, aren't we? And we're all looking for ways and excuses for why things are or the way things why they aren't the way we want them to be. Right? I'm going to work this weekend and I am gimpy. It doesn't happen very often, but I do throw my back out usually about once a year. I haven't done it in 2 years, but it lays me up. Can't lay me up this weekend. There's nobody to show up to take my place. Everybody I know is out for the count, right? And it's how we show up. We don't always feel like it. And I can say, oh, I give up. Right? I'm not the manager. Screw this. My back is hurting me. I can barely move. I don't look my age. I look twice my age. You just want to laugh. I want to laugh when I look at myself getting out of the shower or off of the toilet seat. Like, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to get through this weekend? I don't know how I'm going to get through this weekend, but I'm going to get through this weekend. It's going to be fine. And for the most part, it's just looking at, well, when my days off are here, I'm down for the count, right? I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I'm going to cause lots of damage to myself or be the weak link in the chain, right? Because the weekend has got to run the way it's always got to run. But these are when I shine the best. right? Because these are the times that people give up and they throw their arms up, or they just, oh, whatever. And then you don't, when they do show up, they're not even showing up as their best selves or looking at that person to say, how can we make this better? Or are they happy when they leave the store? Did I add something to their day or to that conversation or to, right? A little bit of munch on. I love the food for thought, right? And sometimes it's just being able to start a conversation that we can make the biggest impact, and that person has no idea, right? But in their own choices, get to decide whether or not to munch on it, reflect on it, make a little bit of adjustments in their life and see if it works for them. It might not work for them, might work for somebody they know, right? And it could just be passed along as that, or it could just be passed along to the curb, right? Each one of us gets to make that choice, but I'm going to choose to show up, right? I might not be able to do it, right? I recognize that. I'm right, but everybody is down for the count. Nobody is going to take my place, and that's my baby. That weekend, right? It's gonna happen, and it's gonna be I'd like to say it's going to be spectacular, beautiful, and I'm going to feel so much better in the morning. It was just the way I slept, but I knew this was coming for over a week. I was a little worried when I went to my sister's place to help her get her stuff cleaned up and out of there. And it didn't happen then, right? And I had a couple of days off, and right, I let them know I'm right. I can tell. Usually gives me a few days warning, but it gave me a week. So that's good, right? Would have been better if there was somebody to say, Cindy, take a couple of days off, right? But do I need it, right? Am I down, truly down for the count? Or if I got a little bit more in me? I don't know. That smile says challenge, right? You can see it. It says challenge. You watch me, right? I might be a little bit gimpy, but I'm going to get the job done. That's just the person that I am. That's just the human being that I am, right? And I got other parts of me that are gonna right? They're gonna come along for that ride, and they're gonna contribute to this big bowl of goodness, right? Right? Sometimes we just gotta I'm not a good whistler, but that was supposed to be like whistle while you work. I don't whistle. I don't whistle while you work, right? I am somebody that if I get the opportunity to just monotonously do something, get into a project or something, I can just go and the project's done, and right, it's killing two birds with one stone. We won't be doing that. I'll be that extra focus will be looking at Monday's coming up, and I'll be able to say that's it, right? And whether or not I take a few days off to right? Sort it out, or just in that movement, it sorts itself out, or just in this little pep talk, it sorts itself. You have no idea. But if you give up, right, you're not going to know. So, right. And sometimes you're uncomfortable whether you're sitting, laying, or moving. It's happening anyway. It's happening anyway. So, right, might as well get some stuff done. Okay, that's the message of today. That's a pep talk for myself. Not everybody's up to that capability, right? At least not yet. Okay, you guys. We'll see you on Monday. If you want to pop in Sunday, I don't know how Sunday night after work is going to look like, so I'm not making any promises there, right? I'm definitely going to show up because I have the most amazing crew there. But how it plays out, I have no idea. But you're welcome to come and see how that outcome is. If not, you can pop in on Monday. We will be back. And yeah, have a great weekend.